Hey, Trevor, man, another great weekend of football, man. It's always a great weekend with the Cowboys, man. You know what I mean?
Especially for you, yeah. That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah, man. I keep telling you, you might as well just come on the Cowboys train, man. Be a fan, man. It's funner over here.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't
It's a
know.
lot. It's a lot more fun over here. You know what I mean? Yeah, Trevor. But let's go ahead and introduce the pod, man. My name is
Yeah.
Marquell,
Hey, what's up? I'm Trevor,
and
and
this
this is
the
the
Huddle.
Huddle.
Yeah, Trevor. After we recorded last week. Uh, really big injury happened on the football side. They already had the investigation going for Tua. He took a really bad hit on Thursday against the Bengals, and he had another concussion. We'll say another now because everybody's thinking he had one to begin with. He
Mhm.
should not have been playing, and we're seeing the remnants of that now. He's going to be out this weekend. What do you think about that whole ordeal that went down in last week, Trevor?
Yeah, so after they did an investigation, they found that the uh doctor that was checking Tua out and filling out all the paperwork and going through all the protocols.
Hmm.
They said in the report, it said they found many mistakes in what he did or the process or whatever papers he filled out.
Hmm.
So looking back on that now, we see that there were mistakes made and he shouldn't have been out there. Uh, I mean, players are gonna want to go back out and play. That's just how
Yeah,
it
that's how
works.
that's
So
how they're
you need,
built. Yeah,
yeah. So you need people to protect them from themselves and think long term. So now that all the facts are out, we see that it's probably that he did have a concussion on
hmm
that Sunday game against Buffalo. But that Thursday game is when he took that hit to the ground, hit his head, and
yeah,
it was not a pretty sight.
yeah. The just the remnants of it. It just like scares you. You know what I mean? Makes you
Hmm.
wonder if you would even like. I think they asked Mike McCarthy this last week. I can't remember what his answer was, but they asked him if he has like talks about whether or not he let his kids play football. You know what I mean? Like it's a dangerous sport, man. And
Yeah,
it's not built for the weak, you know what I mean?
nah, nah,
Like
but we
I that's what they always say. Football makes a lot of basketball players,
yeah,
man.
yeah, it does, man. Once you get hit that one good
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
it's
because
not
there's a
cool. But
difference between contact sports and a collision sport. Football is a collision sport. It's built on collisions. You have a collision at least like eight of them every play. Think about the offensive line collisions, running back collisions. Luckily, the quarterbacks are protected because they're a little more vulnerable. You know what I mean? You're not
mhm.
looking, you get lit up and stuff like that. But I also like the precautions that they're taking now. They're actually saying that they're gonna put some language in the NFL rules now that if a player is visibly like immobile after a hit like that, they're automatically out. Like it's no there's no evaluations and stuff like that because they saw that the evaluation was not successful. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
evident. It was evident there was something wrong with him, whether it was the head or the back or the ankle. He shouldn't have been back in
it's
the game. He
something.
wouldn't have,
Yeah,
shouldn't have been back in the game. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And like even if it was a back injury, I could see how his arms would seize up like that too. And just imagine the combination of a back injury and a head injury, Trevor. Do you know how bad
mhm.
that is? Like
Yeah, yeah.
that could lead
That
to
could mess you up.
paralysis. Lead,
Yeah, that
yeah.
can mess
So
you up. Yeah,
yes, two things you don't want to play around with. You know.
yeah. No, you're right, man. And we pray that Tua is all
Yeah.
good and recovering. So, ooh, oh.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we do have players up for tour for sure. And
yeah.
especially for somebody that young in his career. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? You don't want to see anybody having serious injuries, but especially not somebody that early in their career. You know what I mean? With so much
Yeah,
upside and so much potential.
most definitely, man. And
But
just praise to him and his family.
Yeah, man. But let's get off the serious topics, Trevor, and get to something good, man.
All right, let's get it.
I got one question for you, Trevor.
Okay. What's up, man?
Who's the best defense in the NFL and why is it the Dallas Cowboys?
Nah, honestly, man, Dallas has a real legit case. I heard somebody on watching TV. They
Mhm.
said if you get to third down with the Dallas Cowboys, you're not winning. Like
Yeah,
if you have to get it, convert on third down, you really don't have much of a chance. You better get it
that
on
pass
first or
rush.
second down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the Dallas Cowboys have a real legit case. I mean, we saw the number one run defense in the Bucks,
Get
go
slaughtered.
down to the Kansas City Chiefs
Get
last
slaughtered.
night. Marquette was happy about that.
I'm
I can
yeah,
tell.
yeah, because Patrick Mahomes is my fantasy quarterback. I was ecstatic.
Yeah. Hey, Patrick Mahomes is my favorite quarterback.
Looking
So,
like I might get my first
um,
fantasy win this week. I'm up
yeah,
15 points, Trevor, and I still have Cooper Cup and Debo Samuels that are playing tonight. So and
that's
I'm playing against
very
Matt.
good.
I'm playing against Matt. Shout out to Matt, but he only has the
Shout out
kicker.
to
He only
Matt.
has the kicker left tonight, so it's looking really good for him, our boy.
Yeah, yeah. No, the Dallas Cowboys have a good case. I think the Buffalo Bills still have a good case.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been like their struggles have been more offensive, in my opinion, than defensive. Their defense does really well at holding teams to, or doesn't allow them to score many points.
And we got to remember with the Bills, uh, they didn't give up a lot of points against the Dolphins in their one loss. They just had some clock
Yeah,
management issues. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So honestly, those
but
three
but I
are
will say,
my top.
Trevor, this
Mhm.
is well, yeah, yeah. Finish your sentence and then I get mine off
No,
here.
I was gonna say those three are my top uh
Hmm.
picks. If I had to choose right now, I would probably say Dallas because they're just so dominant on the front line and they have the coverage in the back to cover the receivers that they need to cover. So
I'm going to give you
ain't
a
going
whole
Dallas
bunch of
right
facts
now.
right here, Trevor, on why the Dallas Cowboys defense is the
Okay, yeah,
best
you
in the
can't
NFL.
prepare. You can't
So,
prepare.
for one,
Um,
the only team in NFL other than the 49ers who haven't played this week, who haven't given up 20 points yet. And when you look at it, every game is going down. Started 19 against the Bucks. How much did they give up against the Bengals? Less, it might have been 17, maybe.
I
Doesn't
don't
matter.
remember the
Doesn't
score of
matter.
the game.
Just
Yeah,
know it's trending down.
it
Uh,
wasn't a whole bunch. Maybe 20.
and we
I
made it.
don't.
We made it. No, it wasn't 20. They
It
haven't
wasn't 20.
gave enough
Okay,
20 points. But
had to be like okay below. Yeah.
just know they're working their way down. And this week they only gave up 10 points. Trevor Trayvon Diggs is
Yeah.
playing out of his mind, better than he played last year. Uh, our safeties elite, and we're missing the probably the best one. Donovan Wilson. Just the PFF grades. I was just looking at them. Their top five players uh, with their PFF grades from the last game. Four were defensive backs, and the other was CD. But they were all above a 75 on the PFF grades. And just the depth the Cowboys have on their defense. They just rotate defensive linemen like they're you know what I mean? I don't even know what sport just rotates a ton like around. Like they're just in and out, in and out. And there's no let up. You lose J. Ryan Curse, who was a big part of the success of Dallas Cowboys defense last year. We still got three safeties back there that are holding it down. Shout out to Malik Hooker. Shout out to Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson made a ton of big plays yesterday. A great open field tackler. I heard somebody speak a little earlier today, and they were saying that Donovan Wilson was always a big hit guy, like a big play guy, but it used to look like he was running in there with his eyes closed and just hitting. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Now it looks like he's got his eyes open and
Getting
he's
his head,
making
keeping his
plays. You
head
know what
up.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just like that, and then you got the best defender potentially in football. with Michael Parsons just because, of course, Aaron Donald is a force on the pass rush and he affects games, but Michael Parsons can affect games in so many ways. Coverage,
Yeah, Michael Parsons
uh,
up there.
second level as a linebacker, and on the pass rush. Like he lined up with McLaurin and got a deflection, like a pass breakup. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I mean, now that I've given all the points on why the Cowboys are the best defense. So we both say they are, but like, does their defense make them a Super Bowl contender?
I I would say no.
Why?
I don't think so. I don't think their offense, when they go up against teams that can put up points, I'm not sure that they're going to be able to contend because the defense is going to be good, but
The off
eventually you got to put up some points. So
the
I'm not
offense is getting
really sold
the
on
offense is
them yet.
getting electric, Trevor.
You
Michael
said they're getting
Gallup's
electric.
back.
Yeah,
CeeDee
I mean,
Lamb is picking it up. They both had touchdowns yesterday. And
yeah,
Michael,
but I
they
mean,
both
you're
would have
talking
been
about
over 100 yards because Michael Gallup, he had
yeah,
40 yards, one touchdown, but he got interfered twice, which moved the ball big time. Like he would have been over, like he would have had probably two more touchdowns, honestly. So like,
fair
and
enough.
we're talking about Cooper Rush right now, but Dak Prescott's coming back. If Cooper Rush can score 25 points, like 20 points a game, imagine what Dak Prescott is going to score when he gets back. He's probably
Fair
going to score
enough.
about 40
Fa-
points a game like last year
Fair enough. But
with
I
a
mean,
defense like that.
also y'all was playing against Daniel Jones and Carson Wentz these
I mean, but
past few
the week
weeks.
before that,
So
the week before that, we played against Joe Burrow, and the week before that, we played against Brady for
yeah,
the defensive side. We held the Bucks to 19 points
yeah, and y'all still didn't outscore them. So
because
I mean,
we didn't have our full arsenal on offense, and it was terrible play calling in that first game. And they
it
made the
was
adjust.
terrible play calling that game.
They've adjusted the
I would
play
say that.
calling, and we've been doing what we need to do.
I feel you on that, but
I think the
I'm just
Cowboys
not.
have come to realize you
I'm
got to
not
play through
sold
Zeke and
on them
Pollard.
being Super Bowl contenders yet. I don't know
Trevor,
about that.
Trevor, this is what you have to remember, bro. Teams like the Giants, the Ravens, even the Bengals last year, their Super Bowl runs were predicated on their defenses. Defense, the Steelers, every time they won the Super Bowl, it has all been based on their defense. Defenses win championships in the NFL.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I really do.
A
But
defense can win
when it
will
comes
the
down
defense
to
can
it,
will a team to the Super Bowl.
when it comes down to it though, I don't think that they're gonna win the NFC East. They're gonna be competing for a wild card, in my opinion, because I think the Eagles are gonna win the NFC East,
This is
and
the
then you gotta
I
figure
don't
out how the wild card gonna fall and all that stuff.
I don't
So
think the Eagles are going to win the NFC East just because their schedule is very front loaded. Like right now they're 4-0, but they play
mhm.
four teams whose schedules they only won 25 games last year. The teams they
I
played the
see what you're
Lions,
saying.
they played the Lions, they played who either Washington or the Giants. They played Washington. They just played the Jaguars who folded, and then they played the Vikings who lost to the Cowboys with Cooper Rush last year. So
Yeah, I mean the
Cowboys
Vikings.
schedule is only going
Yeah,
to get
I see.
easier from here out. Like their toughest two matches are coming up with the Rams and the Eagles back to back, and then we play like the Lions, the Bears. It gets you know what I mean, Trevor?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm looking at it right now. Y'all play the Rams, then y'all play the Eagles.
With the potential Dak Prescott return on the Eagles.
Okay, so I remember that there was talking about the Rams, and we know we don't want that going up against the Rams.
I
uh,
mean, I don't,
I
I don't,
wouldn't.
I don't
I
think
would
I
not.
don't think he's ready. And
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
think that
saying. And
in the way
then
that they're playing, they have a chance to win without him. So there's no need to rush him back out there.
yeah. Yeah, y'all got the Lions, the Bears, y'all got the Packers. Damn, y'all play the whole NFC North, bro.
Yeah, they do too.
Like back to back. Like y'all play the
Oh yeah.
Lions, y'all play the Bears, y'all play the Packers, and
I'm
then the
not scared of
Vikings.
I'm not
That's
scared of
crazy.
the Packers with the way our defense has been playing and the way their offense
Fair
has been
enough.
playing.
Yeah,
That
their
was lost
offense
to the
hasn't been that good.
Patriots, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
Colts tight. Colts, then Texans, Jaguars, then Eagles again, Titans, and then Commanders. Yeah, so y'all, I mean, yeah, I see
Schedule is
where
not
y'all.
getting harder.
Yeah, y'all schedule isn't all that. Um, it's not that tough. It's not. But all right, let me look at the Eagles. I think the Eagles are built better though. I think top to bottom they're built all the way
What
through.
about them is better though?
I feel like
Like what
they're
aspects of their team are better?
I feel like their
Because you
offensive
can't say
line
the
is playing a
defense.
lot better. I feel like their run game is
Our
better.
offensive line has only gave up 1 sack in the last 2 weeks,
I understand,
and that
but
Washington defense is no joke. Like that front four for Washington,
their front four is
even
good.
without Chase
Yeah,
Young, you know what I mean?
Sweat is good as well. But in my opinion, I would take the Eagles line. I'll take their run game. Their defense is really good. And I feel like they have
You
more
take
weapons
their run
on
game
offense.
over our run game with our healthy line now.
See, you're adding in that
The
you're
line,
healthy.
but the
Like
line
I'm
is
saying,
healthy now. Like you were judging our
but
run game off of like the Bucks game. If you judge it off the games after that, the run game elevated. Of course,
I'm
like
not just judging it off of that. I'm also saying that the Eagles are one of the top rushing attacks in the league. So I mean, I would take the run game,
last I checked, we
Eagles run
were
game.
11th,
I
and
believe
the
the
ball
Eagles
wasn't
is
run very much in that Bucks game.
okay. Well, we'll have to check the stats on that. But
Yeah.
the Eagles are one of the top run games in the league, though.
Okay.
I mean, I picked them earlier this season too, so
Yeah. So
you
I
can't expect me to switch off
switch
either.
up.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But well, since we're talking about this, and the NFC is wide open,
Mhm.
and these two teams are arguably up there to potentially win it now, right?
You talking about
Eagles
the
and the
whole
Cowboys.
NFC?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way
I think
if you look at how the NFC looks right now, like it's wide open, and these two teams are
it
up
is
there.
wide open.
They're
It is wide
they're up
open.
there, if not front runners, because the Bucks have not looked great.
Yeah, the
They haven't
Bucks
even looked
haven't looked
good.
good. Bucks haven't looked that
Their
good.
defense has, but the offense now.
Yeah, Bucks haven't looked too good.
You can't name another team. The Rams
Not
look good. The
Rams.
Rams look okay. They're up there
Yeah,
in the
all right.
contenders.
Um, I mean, San Francisco, we don't really know about them right
They
now.
can't score any points.
Yeah, so and this I think this leads
And
into our next
you can
topic.
never leave Aaron Rodgers out. So
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna
the top four right now,
Eagles,
Eagles,
y'all,
Cowboys, Rams,
Packers,
and
Rams.
Packers. Yeah.
Yeah. So NFC is wide open. We
So
don't know
so
yet.
why I brought that up is because at the beginning of the season, you know they always call the NFC East the NFC least, right, Trevor? So is
Hmm.
the NFC East the best division? Like we thought it was going to be the AFC
Through through the first 4 weeks,
through the
yes.
first 4 weeks.
I mean, if you go on record wise, they have uh they have the
4 and
Eagles
0, 3
undefeated
4 and
3
0,
and
3 and
1,
1, 3 and
3 and 1, and
1.
then the
Washington. Yeah.
Commanders. Yeah, so um I mean, if you look at it record wise, yeah,
But further than just records because the AFC West
further
played
than just
against
record.
good teams.
I would say so because if you look in the
Mhm.
South, I mean the Bucks are 2-2 right
Oh,
now,
that division is ugly.
yeah, the Falcons, they're tied with the Falcons right now. You look at
Mhm.
the NFC uh West with the we just mentioned the Rams, the Cardinals haven't looked good.
Uh,
San Francisco, we're kind of iffy on them right now.
Good
Um,
defense, no
yeah.
offense so far.
Seattle actually has surprised me.
They surprised me
They
too.
getting some wins. I'm like, what in the world
Gino
going
Smith
on?
has a vendetta.
Yeah, yeah,
He has a list that he's going after. I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the NFC North, we got the Packers, the Bears aren't. I mean, they're figuring stuff out. The Lions, they're you know figuring stuff out there.
Mhm.
Um, and who else is in that one? The Vikings. They are. So yeah, I mean
Oh, let's not go
NFC.
through all the divisions. The one that we thought was going to be the best was the AFC West.
Oh yeah, and that
And
has
is
not
the NFC East better than them?
through the first 4 weeks, record wise, yes. Talent wise, no.
Talent wise, with all the injuries and things like that, they might be better right now. You
Yeah,
lost
I
you
mean,
lost Bosa
if you take the injuries from the Chargers, yeah.
and Denver. Lost just running back towards the ACL out for the
Hmm.
season.
Yeah.
The Raiders have only won one game. And that was against
It's
Denver.
crazy.
So
Yeah, it's crazy because I thought that they were gonna do better, but
and of course the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Like they're the best team in football right now, I would say.
you think so?
Yeah. You see him last night?
Yeah, I did see him.
They don't have any struggles. Their only struggle is
Yeah.
when they play somebody that and they just don't care about being there. It seems like like last week, and they
And
what kind of like so if they sleepwalk into a game, like take a team for granted. That's their biggest weakness.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think through the first 4 weeks, I think you're right. I can't think of another team that has shown and performed as
Hmm.
well as they do on a week in, week out basis. Even taking into account that game in Indianapolis,
Yeah.
because every team really has struggled. Um, I mean, even if you're comparing them to the Eagles, which have struggled over the course of games sometimes, but honestly, I feel like the Eagles might have been more consistent though.
Hmm.
But when you do look at that game in Indianapolis for the for the Chiefs, but overall, I mean, especially when it comes down to Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, and along with the defense in Kansas City is actually playing a lot better than they normally have
Yeah.
the past few years. So
Well, Darius
you're right
Sneed.
there. Yeah, I would say through the first 4 weeks, it's the Eagles and the Chiefs. If you're just looking at that, uh, but that's just me.
I say Bills and Chiefs. I don't have
Bills
anybody
and
from the
Chiefs.
NFC up there yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No, the Bills too. The
Yeah,
Bills
Bills
are
too.
that because all the Bills did was drop their game in Miami,
Yeah,
and they
and
really should have won that.
The Dolphins would be in there if Tua was playing.
Hmm.
It's hurt right
And
now.
the Bills should have won that game too,
Yeah,
but shoulda, woulda, coulda.
yeah, yeah. True. So let's take it over to the AFC West, Trevor, man.
Mhm.
We talked about them a little bit. The Raiders, man. How do you feel about the Raiders? Do you think they'll be able to recover from that slow start and pick it up and compete for a playoff spot, or do you think they're dead in water right now?
It's gonna be real tough. I I I don't think that they will be able to pick it. I feel like it's a hole that's a little too deep right now.
Hmm.
And this is only in the beginning of the season. I get it. There's a lot more football to play, but when you stack it up with how many teams usually come out of a division,
Hmm.
um, and them going on a slow start, I'm just not sure because you still have to play the teams in your division, um, and it's not that many teams that come out of a division at that. So,
This is what I'll say, Trevor.
mhm.
I'm gonna say they can recover because if you look at their schedule, two of their losses, I think, were against division teams, or
Chargers
at least
and
one. They lost to the. I know
I
they
believe
lost
it
to
was
the.
Denver.
They lost to Char. They beat Denver.
Yeah, yeah,
They
they
lost to
did
the
beat Denver.
Chargers. They lost to the Cardinals. And who was the other one? Was it the Chiefs?
No, I don't think they played the Chiefs yet. Let me go.
Let's look at it
I'll
real
go
quick.
look. I'll go look. I'll go look.
But this is what everyone said before the season. Basically, if everybody in that division goes 3-3 in the division, right now, based off of what we know, they're 1-1. They might be 1-2. But if they
Yeah,
go,
they did. They did play the Chargers. They played the Chargers, the Cardinals, the Titans, and
oh,
the
so the other loss was the Titans.
yeah.
But as long as they go 3-3 in the division,
Mhm.
there's a very good chance that they will make the playoffs. And right now they're one
Fair
and
enough.
their schedule started off tough. Like the Titans started off really bad and then they picked it up. Like
Yeah,
The Titans are not what we saw against the Bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think they're 2-2 now.
they do still have the Chiefs. They play the Chiefs next week.
They play the Chiefs twice though. I think they'll be
Yeah.
able to sneak out one of those, or at
So
least if they don't sneak out one of those, they'll sneak out an extra win against like Denver or something. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Which will make them. I think that they'll beat the Chargers next time. So I think they have a potential either going
yeah.
4-2 or 3-3 in the division.
You know what? If you take into account the injuries to the Chargers,
Mm-hmm.
because Bosa is going to be out for a while. I mean, he might return before they get back to them,
Now I
but I
heard he's
think it's a
out.
month.
I heard he's
I think
out a
it's a few
long
months,
time.
right?
I think he tore it pectoral, maybe. Oh,
Pectoral,
bicep.
yeah.
One of them. Something like that.
Uh,
I know
yeah, it's either
the
pectoral.
lineman tore the bicep.
Yeah, it's either pectoral or abdominal. It's one of those.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know if he's gonna return back before they play them again, but they do if you do consider the injuries with the Chargers, then
And the
okay,
way that
I can
Denver
change.
looks,
Yeah, I can change my view. But now they do have the Texans on their schedule after the Chiefs.
not
So
too
they can,
worried about that.
yeah, they're not too, but they play the Saints, the Jaguars.
Not too worried about
Uh,
the Saints right now. Jaguars,
yeah,
they're
Saints. They
Jaguars are gonna
can,
put up a fight against anybody.
but with the Saints, I see what you're saying because the Saints haven't looked too good, but
But they
the
put up a
Raiders
fight
haven't
too.
looked too good either. So
They look good last week, I say, against
yeah,
Denver. They look
okay,
good.
yeah.
I would say they look good. The only game they didn't look good was the Cardinals game when they gave up that lead.
Hmm. Yeah. The I mean they play the Seahawks too, which has been actually beating team, and the Raiders haven't really shut out teams they should. They gotta play the Rams too. I don't it's tough, man. For me, it's tough. Can they do it? Yes, if you consider that the Chargers are gonna be without a lot of their players
Hmm.
throughout the season. But I don't know,
They're
man.
gonna be
I feel
battling for a
like I
wild
feel
card
like
spot in the AFC. And the way the AFC
yeah,
North is playing right now, that gives me a lot of comfort in that
yeah,
Raiders getting their
yeah.
thing because
Did any AFC North teams win
Bengals
last week? Bengals won? Yeah, they won on Thursday. But everybody else lost.
ugly. It's ugly up there.
Okay.
We can talk about them next week or something, Trevor.
Okay. Well, you convinced me the Raiders can do it. It
Yeah.
just I don't know, man. That schedule, in my opinion, it doesn't look that good because yeah, they're teams that aren't.
There's a lot of 50-50 games.
Yeah,
Like
it's teams that
there's
aren't
not a
doing
lot
that
of
good, but the
70%
Raiders,
chances of winning.
yeah, the Raiders aren't doing good either. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
All right, Trevor. Let's
Hmm.
talk about what happened up there and were they in Lambeau or New England, man?
They was in um they was in Lambeau.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about them real quick. Uh Against the third string Patriots quarterback. The
Hmm.
Packers barely won it overtime. What'd you think about that, Trevor?
I think it just speaks to the struggles that the offense is having still.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the New England defense is usually always at least, pretty good. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta consider that. But like the Packers are still struggling,
Offensively, man.
Even though Aaron Rodgers is still, doing Aaron Rodgers things.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean you have drop passes, you have miscues, um, and all that stuff. So the Packers defense also has been decent. It hasn't been as good as I thought it would
Mm-hmm.
be.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. Like,
Um,
they talked about the Packers like they were gonna have one of the best defenses, and they got shredded by a team with the third string quarterback. They scored 28
yeah,
points. You know what I mean?
yep,
So
yep.
like I'm still 50-50 on the Packers right now. Of course, their division is never good. Like,
Hmm.
but
The Packers own
so
it.
they'll pretty much probably be in the playoffs unless the Lions stop making so many mistakes.
Yeah,
But
I don't know what the Lions can do some good. Yeah,
that defense was crazy. But
Yeah.
They gave up 50 points. I don't even want to talk about that,
Yeah.
but let's get over to the picks, Trevor, man.
All right.
Last week we both went 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, neither of us picked the Bengals. We both picked the Cowboys, won there. You picked the Titans, I picked the Colts, so you won there. I picked the Bills, you picked Ravens, so I won there, and then we both picked the Chiefs.
The first one this week you got is tough. That's a tough
I know. So that's why I'm sitting at 12-8 right now. You're at
one.
10-10, Trevor.
Yeah.
So let's run through these. Uh Colts, Broncos. Who you got, Trevor? That is so hard. I'm going Broncos though. I think they're gonna eventually turn this thing around.
Okay. I'm gonna
That's
go
a tough one
Colts.
though.
I'm
You
gonna go
going Colts?
Colts. Yeah. I don't fully trust the Broncos yet.
All right, this one's harder than I thought it was gonna be after week one. But
Mhm.
Cowboys, Rams.
Rams. I know you're going Cowboys, so I'm
No,
going Rams.
I'm going Rams too.
What? What in the world?
With Cooper Rush at QB against
Oh
Aaron
man.
Donald and them. Since like even the Dak era, I don't think we beat the Rams. Like since Sean
Mhm.
McVay got there, we haven't beat them. He always knows how to dial it up. I think it's gonna be a really low scoring game, but
Mhm.
it might be like 17-9 or something. I don't know if we'll be able to get into the end zone. It depends on how Kellen Moore dials it up, but I think I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one. I
Okay.
got us losing to the
I'm going for the
I
Rams.
got us losing to the Rams and then beating the Eagles next week.
Okay.
I think we'll be either. I think we'll be 4-2 when that gets back.
Okay. All right. All right.
That's a good place to be sitting though. Even
Oh
3-3
yeah. Yeah.
3-3 is a good place to be sitting with
When
your
you're
starting quarterback.
if your starting quarterback goes down and he comes back and you're 4-2,
That's
that's
or
amazing.
even 3-3, I'd be happy with. All right,
Yeah.
but Giants Packers. This is harder than
Packers.
you thought there at the beginning of
I'm
the.
going Packers.
Uh,
I'm going
oh
Packers.
yeah, I'm going Packers too because both of the Giants quarterbacks are hurt.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor had a concussion, and Daniel Jones had like a leg injury or some sort.
Yeah.
Eagles Cardinals.
That's a tough one because
I'm
I know
picking.
at some point
I'm
the
going
Eagles
upset.
have to
I'm
lose.
going upset with the Cardinals because I
Yeah,
think you know how it is when you get a little up there on your high horse, man. You know, won all these games, you start
yeah.
getting a little complacent. I can see that going.
That, but the reason that one is so tough is because the Cardinals have struggled too. But
Mm-hmm.
you know the Eagles have to lose at some point. But I'm gonna still go with the Eagles.
All right,
I'm still roll with them.
all right, and the last one is tough as well.
Hmm.
Bengals Ravens division rivalry Sunday night football. I'm going Bengals. They're on the roll right now,
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna go
The
Ravens.
Ravens secondary isn't great. You can go
Yeah,
Ravens.
I'm gonna go Ravens. Coming back with making sure they come back and get a win after the
I
last
think
week.
I think the Bengals are starting to realize they gotta get the ball out fast. They can't run all that
They
stuff
can't just
downfield,
drop back.
man.
Yeah,
You gotta short, then take your shot. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I feel you. I mean, it's hard when you have a talent like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So you
Yeah, no,
gotta play the game the right way. So
I feel it. I feel it. But all right, y'all, man. We want to thank y'all again for tuning in. As always, if you like the pod, man, go ahead, hit that like, subscribe, follow us on IG, everything like that. And as always, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Spread the word. The Huddle Podcast, Mark and Trevor, man. And if you have anything you want us to talk about or anything like that, hit us up in the DMs on Instagram. Um, and we'll catch y'all next week on another episode of the Huddle.
peace.